What could be more horrible than slavery or war? And what is more horrible than what I call MITM, man's inhumanity to man? So we must push back, and many of our songs are intended to do just that. And yet, at the same time, we want our audiences to be touched by and feel peaceful from the beauty of our music and lyrics. So whether you want a unique musical experience or simply want to have that emotionally safe at home feeling, we offer you evening peace. In such a troubled world, we want you to find that evening peace brings you inner peace. And so our group, Evening Peace, is dedicated to writing, recording, and performing music that touches your heart, your soul, your funny bone, and your inspirational spirit. So at the end of the day, when you need something to help you feel better, we invite you to your evening peace experience. With my composition, Hold a Song Together, a mantra for our time, we want to help bring a feeling of oneness to us all, a sense of belonging, a sense of community with each other. And that pretty much sums up our motivation for bringing the song to you today. Hold a song together, hold a laugh together, hold it now. Hold a song together, hold a laugh together, hold it now. When you sing together, when you laugh together, march on together, do no harm together, get your head together with your heart. Time is now. When you sing together, when you laugh together, march on together, do no harm together, get your head together with your heart. Time is now. Hey, when you sing together, when you laugh together, march on together, do no harm together, get your head together with your heart. Time is now. Hey, when you sing together, when you laugh together, march on together, do no harm together, get your head together with your heart. Time is now. This is a fascinating song written years ago by a wonderful composer-singer named Mr. Terry Gilkyson. It was recorded originally by the great Frankie Laine. In my interpretation of Terry's song, I have the sense of a man torn between the appreciation of a woman's love and the yearning for the freedom of the wild goose. And so we present to you The Cry of the Wild Goose. Tonight I heard the wild swinging north in a lonely sky. Tried to sleep, but it weren't no use, 'cause I'm a brother to the old wild goose. My heart knows what the wild goose knows, and I must go where the wild goose goes. Wild goose, brother goose, which is best, a wandering foot or a heart at rest? Spring is coming and the ice will break, and I can't linger for a woman's sake. She'll see a shadow pass overhead, she'll find a feather beside my bed. My heart knows what the wild goose knows, and I must go where the wild goose goes. Wild goose, brother goose, which is best, a wandering foot or a heart at rest? I've been blessed, teaming up with the exceptional talents of our songstress Joyce D. and our guitarist Monty Renov. We also work with a fine keyboardist who we hope will appear with us on our next video. Of all the places each of us could be on this planet, here we are, and what brought us together? Looks like the force is with us. Our Joyce D. was born in Kansas City, and Monty Renov and I in New York City. And now we're all sitting here on this couch and hopefully making beautiful music together. So Joyce, let me ask you, what brought you to the world of music, and how did you discover your exquisite singing voice? What were your musical influences growing up?
Well, Art, that's a fully loaded question, to which...
And I would like to say I am not fully loaded at this time.
to which I will work from the middle outward, because I'm still trying to discover my voice. But thank you anyway for that compliment. Exquisite,
it's a lovely,
wonderful adjective. I'll take that.
Well-deserved description.
Thank you. As far as what brought me to the world of music, there was always music on some level in the home. My dad was the active participant. My mother was the loving supporter. My dad played a baritone horn, and he was quite fond of marching band music, John Philip Sousa, Dixie jazz, and the Dixie brass and jazz bands. He was fond of that. And my brother, my oldest brother, was actually a prodigy accordion player. So I was always hearing music. As far as my earlier influences, the person who most inspired me was my cousin who played professional football. And unbeknownst to me, one Sunday I had an opportunity to go hear him sing, which I didn't even know he did. I was used to him being the gridiron on the field, and until I went to this recital, and there he was singing classical repertoire. And from that point on, my life just, changed. It just opened up a whole new world of music for me. Outside of that experience, it was pretty normal. Top 40 radio, pleasant balance between R&B, country, jazz, and blues. Nothing really extreme or avant, as Missouri was not that culturally progressive. Yes, and then throughout middle school and high school, I was always around music and studying music and majoring in music.
I should like to add that Joyce is also a teacher of music and teaches both children and adults. And I call teachers life changers because, as we know, a good teacher can change a child's entire life journey, making it a positive one. And Joyce is that kind of teacher. And Monty, tell us, what occurred in your life that has galvanized you to the world of music? And how did you become so versed musically that you can play any song in any key by just hearing it for the first time? That is remarkable.
What galvanized me into getting into music? First of all, I discovered I was really tuned into music at a very early age. My mother would carry me around and sing, and I found it very moving, and it was very emotionally evocative, and I got very curious about why certain passages of music or sequences of chords would have certain effects, and I started experimenting with them. And then when I was about 12, I decided to start playing guitar, and there were certain influences on the radio, like the Ventures' Walk, Don't Run, which I loved. And I started getting curious about that. I looked up the author of that, Johnny Smith. I started listening to his music. He was a brilliant jazz player, which got me interested in that. And from there, I discovered Wes Montgomery, whose way of playing off extension chords and with his thumb opened my world even more. I also play bass, and there were a lot of influences along the way there, but I won't get into them right now.
Come in. Oh, wait, I recognize you from somewhere. Didn't I see your picture in the post office? No, this is actually our wonderful publicist and promoter, Mr. Christopher Separano. Good to see you, Chris. I just did a little interview with Joyce and Monty, asking them what brought them to the field of music in which they so beautifully excel, and their answers were very, very fascinating.
Well, thank you, Art. Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate that. Well, let me turn the question over to you. So what got you into music?
Well, actually, got into trouble is what got me into it. I actually was a classical violinist at the age of 6, and believe me, at the age of 6, the way I played, it wasn't classical. But by the time I was 10, I was considered a prodigy, and however, I was in a music class in school where various classes flowed into one large room. A lovely woman named Ada Brevta was teaching us songs. And naturally, I was in the back of the room, fooling around with my friends, class clown, and she was playing away, and all of a sudden she stopped. And she walked to the back of the room, and she said to me, "You," after pointing to me, "you up in the front and do the song." And I'm thinking, what song? And she said, no, you get up here and do the song. I said, I apologize. There was no escape. Very embarrassed. My life was over in front of all these kids. I got up in the front of the room. She kept playing away. I never sang a note. I just moved my mouth, skulked away at the end, sat down. As we were filing out of that class, she came over to me, and I assumed she was going to say, "Next time, keep your big mouth shut." Instead, she said to me, which I'll never understand, "You know something, you can really sing." I said, "Wait a minute, I know something about music. I never sang a note. I just moved my mouth. I'm sorry, I was fooling around." She said, no. She said, "You come down after class into the auditorium, and I'll play, and you'll sing, and you'll see." And I never forgot those words. And I said to myself, my goodness, this day will never end. I'm bad enough I had to go to school. I wanted to play ball with my friends. Now I have to go down to an auditorium. But she gave me a piece to sing, and I let out with a sound that I was amazed. I had no idea where the sound was coming from, and I realized the sound was coming from me. I was smitten with singing from that time on. And from that time on, I became a soloist, and I actually did Jacqueline Suzanne's Christmas special on television when I was 15. And over the years, I did a lot of work in the professional field, and I even worked with a couple of groups. I was the lead singer in a couple of groups. But now I am with the people that I should be with, because we complement each other in our music. Joyce D is a beautiful singer. Monty Renoff is a great guitarist. I do also play. I enjoy writing the songs, many of our songs, and we do have a good keyboardist also that we work with. And this is what brought us all to Evening Peace, these strange and interesting stories, we hope. But we hope our audience feels the same way as we do about our music.